Hello everybody and welcome to the second live stream. Today we'll be playing a game. So let's try this thing. I just got this in my email from Google. So I'm gonna see if I can share this real quick. This will be our first ever gaming live stream. Oh no, and I already lost the game. Okay, let's see if I can get the screen share. It'll probably take a moment to get this started. Where did it go? I just had the game right here. Now it's gone. Disappeared. Interesting. We have a mystery to solve. Just went out of view. It's not showing up. Why? Welcome to Troubleshooting with the Game Detective. The fascinating new series. Pull out your iPhone or Android device. Let's get going. No. Okay. Let's see here. We'll figure this out. Welcome to our one viewer. We're doing our second live stream, just trying to get things set up here. Playing a new game by Google. Now, if I can figure out how to get this game started, that would be great. Let's see here. I should almost have music playing in the background, but oh well. Where did the game go? Our second live stream is off to a great start. And this is why it's a test live stream. There we go, found it. Okay. There we go. Now I got it. So this game, it seems like a very simple game at first. You'd think, easy, right? So I'm supposed to be able to get some kind of gift by winning this game. But so far, no luck. Let's see though, if I can do any better this time. So it's very simple, just using the arrow keys. It starts off very, very slow. Just avoid the trees, the lumps of snow, go up the ramps, presumably. I'm guessing the end goal is just to finish the game. And it seems, like I said, very easy at first, until it starts speeding up. Right now, though, it's like, oh, this is deceptively easy. This is gonna be able to finish this, but just don't know how long it will take. It's similar to the secret game within Google Chrome, the dinosaur game, which is what it's an Easter egg that will occur when you don't have internet, but you're using Google Chrome. There'll be a little dinosaur, and it'll say something like, oops, there's no internet connection. If you, I believe, tap and hold on the dinosaur or press the space bar, it starts this fun little dinosaur jumping game where you avoid obstacles. So So far so good. Not even close to my original. Well, almost there. Almost halfway to my original high score. But right now, like I said, it starts off rather slow. The question is whether I can keep up once it speeds up. Like now. So it looks really easy now. There's like nothing in sight, so. Okay, maybe this is easier than I thought. Almost there. I just wonder how long it takes to actually complete this game, and what the prize is, and if it relates to this game. And yeah, that's no. Let's try again. I kind of wish it would speed up faster, even though it gets more difficult. There's lots of random logs. Okay. Somebody was trying to build a log cabin. Must be Santa Claus. And random trees. I really wonder, there must be a... What's the rationale behind giant stacks of logs everywhere? We need to come up with a legend. The legend of the... And it just stops. Can I just stop in the middle of the game? Yes, I can. Okay, wow. Does that affect my score? No, it does not. Okay. We're learning the tricks of the game. So if you almost run into something, you just stop. And run into something. That's great. Okay, let's try again. And this is not a sponsored video, by the way. I don't do sponsored videos. I just got this game in my email. I'm like, let's play it for a live stream. People can watch me horrendously fail. Okay. It's straightforward enough, but what is the word I'm trying to think of? Lumberjack. Yes, there was some wandering lumberjack skiing down these hills and just dropping all the lumber everywhere. Stacks of logs. So the game at the beginning, it said to watch out for the Yeti. I have not seen a Yeti yet in this game so far. So I must just have not gotten far enough. Also, I did get something recently. I got one of those streaming tools that you can use to stream from a console. So we could potentially do Let's Plays, but we'll have to see. I'll do some more test live streams and we'll see how they're received. I always enjoy watching the GT Live Let's Plays. And I tried doing my own Let's Play channel quite a while ago. Just, it didn't quite work out. I had like 5 viewers. I'm like, yeah, maybe not. I think I was playing Splatoon, which is a really fun game. And I had like a green screen and I was running into pine trees. Oh wait, that's this game. Okay. Why are there no save points? Come on, speed up, skier. You can do it. Alright. It starts off so slow. Why? I really wonder how long it would take to complete this game. Because okay, my highest score has been 2,000. Maybe to 10,000 is what I need. I know this isn't the most fascinating live stream. We'll have to do other games in the future and see more exciting games. How did he just freeze in the middle of... Wow. Okay, we're getting there. As long as I don't run into another tree. So I've been working on some more cases when I'm not playing this game, apparently. I'm also working on a novel. It's about 50,000 words, which in a small book gets to about 300 to 500 pages, just depending on the size of the book. And that is due Christmas time. So I have this big book to kind of finish right before that, and then that'll be published and sent out to bookstores. It'll be really exciting. But it has some characters from a book series I made before called The Detective Games, and they kind of reprise some of their roles. And this book is it's a young adult teen book of sorts. It has a new take on the kind of fantasy dystopian society. Okay, let's do this. We're getting closer. We're getting closer. But so I think I have about 30,000 more words to write in that book. And I need to send it to my publisher by next week. No pressure. I can do this. We can do this. But I was thinking, since this is a detective-themed channel, I could do like a reading of some of the stories. See if people like it. Could do them like a live stream, a live reading of a story time. I don't know how well, I can't English right now apparently. I don't know how well that would be. Let's see. You know, a live stream, has that happened before? Is that a thing? A live book reading? Let's read a story together. Comment below what you think. That could be a good idea. It depends. If anybody's interested in having like a live story time, let me know. I almost think it'd be fun. And people could, I mean, it'd be difficult if you were like picking up from the live stream from midway through. It's like, wait, what's going on? It's like, why is he telling the story, and why did this happen just now? So I suppose it would be better as a recorded video. So maybe a recorded story time. But I could do that. That could be another thing we do in between cases. I'm wondering, you know, my recent Star Wars case, so it was kind of all over the place, and there's a reason for that. So at the beginning, when I was first thinking about all this, I thought Kenobi probably had a big role. I thought, you know, maybe he was at first it was like, oh, maybe he's the father. Well, no, he's too old for that, probably. And then grandfather seemed like a feasible idea. But then I saw MatPat's theory. I'm like, you know, Rey Solo would make sense. I kind of like that idea. He is very confident in that theory, but I'm like, no, I still think it's maybe too predictable in a way. So I started digging more and reading like cast interviews just to see. And then I was also thinking about, you know, Luke is the father, but Mark Hamill, the actor who plays Luke, I mean, like I say in the theory, he is a known internet troll. Like, he throws out red herrings left and right. Like, so he does things very purposefully. He knows what he's doing. He likes to kind of tease things. So I'm like, okay, if he's teasing that Luke could be the father, probably chances are that it's not going to be the case, because Disney and Lucasfilms would be freaking out. Like, what are you doing, Mark? No, you can't spoil that. So if he's doing that, I have a feeling that that kind of eliminates Luke. as the father right there, just with that alone. And then with Han Solo, like I said, it seems just maybe a little bit too predictable, and then Daisy Ridley made the comment where she seemed to think it was funny that Han Solo would be the father, or Leia. So, I mean, that kind of left Kenobi, or random strangers, as their parents, but, you know, we kind of have the presence of Kenobi there. So really the case, my counter theory, started to develop as I was kind of thinking through this. So first I'm like, you know, this idea of MatPat, I kind of like it. I like this whole Solo theory, and you know, yeah, he's probably right about this. Maybe he's right about this. And then the theory kind of, my counter theory takes a turn. The case takes a turn where I'm like, no, you know what? I think I'm gonna go back to my original case, my case for Kenobi, because of this evidence that I found. So it takes a very strange turn, like very random turn. It's like, okay, wait, you were arguing for the Solos. Yes, that's true. Originally I was, but then I'm trying to, essentially with that case, I wanted to approach it from different angles. Kind of play the MatPat advocate. Yeah, MatPat's probably right. This is why. And then wait, is it really that sort of a theory though? Is there maybe some other possibility? So that was kind of the idea there. Oh, have I been playing this wrong the whole time? Am I supposed to like ski side to side like this? That would make sense, because that's how you actually ski. Wow. I'm just figuring this out now, and it makes you go faster. Wow, okay. I've just figured out how to play this game. That's kind of ridiculous. Alright. And it makes it kind of easier, too. Okay, now well, that was close. But, so, I'm interested in saying, I'm gonna go, we'll see the Star Wars movie and see who was right. And then there's the theory, I think MatPat just released, yeah, another Star Wars theory, and I've been thinking about that too. I commented on that video. And I had my own kind of case with that, where, you know, the theory of MatPat was that Rey is going to turn to the dark side. And it would make sense. I mean, kind of this whole story, with MatPat's case, it kind of takes a really dark turn, which wouldn't be, you know, outside what Star Wars has done before. But I think it's just the fact that it's all revealed in the trailer makes me a bit skeptical. Just because, you know, Disney, there's studios like Warner Brothers, where they have the Justice League movie, Man of Steel, Wonder Woman. A lot of things get revealed in the trailers. They want you to go and see it. With Star Wars, they don't really have that motivation as much, because people are going to see it just because it's Star Wars. So they take a very purposeful approach to what they show in the trailers. Like The Force Awakens was, a lot of the key points were revealed in the trailer, but there were also others that were there were some red herrings, like, you know, characters were shown that really didn't have much to do with the story, but it seemed like a really dramatic scene. You know, maybe we can go into that for a next case, because we have the Star Wars movie coming up here so soon. Yay, now we're going faster. I think I'm doing it right now. Yeah, there we go. But we could, I'm trying to think of all sorts of things we could do for this channel that would fit in. Like, if it would be fun to do games, maybe not like this all the time, just because, like I said, this is kind of a slow-moving game. It's a little stick figure going down a slope. But maybe some more in-depth games I could do, or, like I said, some story time. I had a channel, so on the introductory Game Detective video, I talk about how I've been on YouTube since the early days, a shadow in the recesses of cat videos, And what I mean by that is that I've been on YouTube since, well, the actual early days. I was there when it was all cat videos. I was there when there was, the Ultimate Showdown was big and Harry Potter Puppet Pals. I was pretty young at the time, but I started making videos, just really kind of ridiculous videos. Like, I was a huge Lego Bionicle fan. So I have a channel. It's still public today, but I just do not tell people about it because it's so embarrassing. But I called the series, well, no, I'm not going to say what it is. I made this kind of puppet. We put puppet strings on these Lego Bionicle figures, and I did all sorts of funny voices, and my friend did these other voices, and we made stories out of it. And, maybe it wasn't the best quality, but we had fun with it. And some of those videos got like 250 views. I'm like, oh no, people are actually watching these. At first I thought it was a really great idea, and I think, it was a fun creative project, so I don't at all regret doing it. And if I said what the name of it was, there's so many things apparently with that name. I apparently didn't think of a very good original name, because it was called Bionicle Zero, but there's a lot of other things on YouTube called Bionicle Zero, so if you actually find it, good luck, because there's a lot of things with that name. But that was my first ever YouTube channel, and the name of it was a mix of an online name that I'd had before and my friend's online name. We kind of merged them together. It was a name I think I had come up with. I had used an alias online for the longest time, and my friend did too, and I think I came up with that name and he came up with that name around like the Club Penguin days. We were like early members of Club Penguin, before Club Penguin was bought by Disney. There we go. We could have done a Club Penguin Let's Play. Alas. Oh, I guess Club Penguin is still around now, it's just an app. So I've considered doing some Nintendo games on the channel too. Maybe some theories and some playthroughs of some. Those can't really, like, YouTubers talk about getting like demonetized and stuff with Nintendo things, but this channel isn't monetized anyways, so I suppose it really wouldn't matter. So that would be potential there. Am I getting like progressively worse at this game? I think I am. Like, I figured out how to actually play it, I think, but then Okay, so first of all, I talked about story time, the potential of having a story time in addition to cases. So one of the stories, we'll see if it sounds compelling enough. One of the stories is about these two detectives. One's name is Leor, and another's name is Joe Holmes. And Joe Holmes, basically, he wants to be Sherlock Holmes. He is a huge fan of Sherlock Holmes, and Sherlock Holmes isn't around at this point, but this guy lives at 221B Baker Street. So I mean, he wants everything to be Sherlock Holmes, to be like Sherlock Holmes. And Leor over here is kind of more of a no-nonsense guy. He's like, this is ridiculous. You're not Sherlock Holmes. But they have a history together of cases that they've taken. And some of the cases that they've taken, they kind of overlap. But both of these detectives have a very unique way of going about things. Joe Holmes is I'd almost describe him as a Scooby-Doo style, where he's just running all over the place, and, he gets some good leads and stuff, but there's some really goofy antics in the meantime. And Leor, he kind of gets into his own trouble, but he takes it a lot more seriously. Whereas Joe is just haphazardly going along. And it kind of follows these two detectives as they get into this huge international case, and they end up traveling the world. And, I love traveling, so That's a lot of the stories that I've made before kind of center around different places around the world. Oh, we're almost at 2,000. We're halfway through the last high score. Okay, I'm gonna seriously try and beat this time. It's like I think what trips me up is I try to go down the ramps too much, and I don't think it gives me any more points or anything like that, so I don't know if there's any advantage really besides being launched kind of over obstacles. That was close. Alright. Whew, okay. We're almost there to the last high score. Oh boy. Moment of truth. I keep like narrowly missing stuff. Alright. You can do this. I really want to figure out what the prize is. I just hit that tree, didn't I? Well, okay. Alright. So far, so good. It's the highest we've gotten so far on the score. Oh, wow. Alright. Halfway there, assuming it's to 10,000. Come on. Oh no, come on. Oh boy, we were so close. Over halfway there this time. Okay. Alright. This time will be the time that we win. Come on. Do we have a chat, a live chat going on? Let me see. We do not. Okay. That's fine. I'd probably get distracted by it anyways. Alright. It starts off so slowly though. Alright. We'll get there though. We'll get there. I'll beat this thing. We win. It's like Cuphead. No, not really. Cuphead seems like a really fun game. I'm gonna have to try Cuphead. I remember the first games I played were arcade games. We had a pizza shop in my hometown, and they had tons of fun arcade games, but one in particular had hundreds of games on it, and one of them was Mega Man. And at that point I felt like you could transform into the, I think there's like Leaf Man and Fireman, no, Fireman, no, Flame Man. Like you could get all those different powers. So I would play that game all the time. And then at our mall we had, like at the very lower level, they had those kind of like fighting games, the Capcom versus DC or something. There was some kind of crossover with different games, and I liked that because I could play some of my favorite characters. So that's what kind of got me started. And then my brother gave me a Game Boy Advance, so I started playing Mario games. And I remember I was playing on my Game Boy Advance, and everyone else had their like Game Boy SP, which was just kind of a thinner one, and there was a Game Boy Color where you actually had color instead of black and white. I sound really old. I was there when there were black and white video games. It's true. It wasn't that long ago. I was like, well, so I got it from my brother. So I don't know when he got it, but I was using it in like the early, I don't know, like 2005 maybe I was using it. No, much later. Yeah, I don't remember. But then I would start playing the Nintendo DS and the Nintendo DSi and the Nintendo 3DS. So I really like Nintendo games in particular. but I would often play online games and be a part of online forums. Like there was one called 4Kids TV. And there's all sorts of cartoons, but also the website had tons and tons of games. And there was also a community where you could talk to people on a forum. And I got to be a part of like a lot of these kind of online communities where you could share stories and chat about the shows and kind of make up theories about, you know, what you thought was going to happen next. So I've kind of always been in the speculation business of, you know, what's going to happen here, especially with shows that had like a really in-depth storyline. Like I remember really enjoying Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but I saw the ones from like it was like the mid-2000s, and it was a lot more serious than kind of it, I think, when my brother had them. My brother's in his like 30s, so they were a lot more serious. It took it a lot seriously. And Shredder, like, you didn't know who Shredder was. What was Shredder's real identity? It turns out, oh, he's an alien. It's like, oh, wow. So I had all sorts of theories about what was going to happen. So it's kind of inevitable that I made the game detective with all these different cases about things. And I'd like to do some original cases that don't discuss things that, like, maybe MatPat's gone over, that, you know, do new cases, but based on, you know, kind of evidence that's out there. And, you know, MatPat already does things like that with his theories. So what's made Game Detective different so far is it's kind of a counter theory. It's taking theories that already exist and saying, no, well, maybe this is really how it should be. Maybe this is really how it is, because this piece of evidence here totally contradicts this part of the theory. So it's kind of digging in deep, not so much to make a theory, but to either prove or disprove existing theories. And I think I've come up with original theories before, just not on YouTube. Like I said, I've always kind of theorized and come up with cases for why I think a thing is. I do that all the time with the Bionicle series, because that had a really, really in-depth story. I'm like on a patch where there's no obstacles. I think I've found the perfect area here. Okay, never mind. Okay, we can do this. It's like he's waving. Hello, hello. I don't know if I've ever done it on this channel, but I do accents and impressions. Like one of them I do is a French accent. My grandfather was completely French, and so I decided to learn French because of that side of the family. A lot of them, they do not speak English, but they are French Canadian, so they don't sound quite like this, and their French is much different than the French I learned. I learned what is called Parisian French, which is kind of like Paris French. It's France French, as opposed to Québécois French. So I will often do this accent sometimes for fun, and you know, I can do other things, but like my British accent, for example, is not as good. So it's like this, you know, it's kind of a stereotypical accent. It's not that great. But I can do things like Stitch. Like Lilo and Stitch was one of my favorite movies. Ohana means family. Family means nobody gets left behind or forgotten. Or what's another? This is my family. I found it all on my own. It's little and broken, but still good. Yeah, still good. So I love doing different impressions and characters and things like that. We could almost do a video with a case where I can act like the character too. and the character can testify. We could do it like almost like a courtroom type environment. That would be interesting, you know? I might have to, yeah, I'll have to do that for some of them. Have it so like some of the characters testify. Well, I thought that like Stitch has his own little script and he's there as a witness. So that could be, that's giving me some ideas. Okay, I've got a lot of ideas for cases. I keep a online notepad of sorts with just all sorts of ideas, so I always have some kind of video idea. It's just which one I want to do next. So I have so many documents written up with ideas of, oh, this case or that case. I thought of doing one related to the ones that MatPat made about hackers, where he kind of talks about, you know, Wi-Fi, and he talks about, you know, all the different, you know, online dangers and stuff. I thought of making kind of a counter theory, but also like, oh, this is right, and because some things he went into were really good. And like I said, I'm a big fan of MatPat game theory, so the idea isn't to disprove everything that they've ever done. It's more of just a MatPat. Where this all started, if you're not familiar, there was MatPat had, I believe it was on GT Live. He and Steph were reacting to, it was one of the React videos, like Kids React or Teens React, and I think it was Teens React. And they were reacting in turn, so it was a reactception. They were reacting to MatPat and game theory. And one of the girls had said, oh, you know, he's like a game detective. And MatPat's like, I like that. That should be another channel. And he and Steph were going back and forth about it. And then he made the remark, he's like, oh yeah, get on it, internet. Like, you know, go ahead, make this channel. Which he could have been joking, he could have been just, I think he was just having fun with the thing, but, you know, he challenged his audience essentially, you know, go out, do this thing, make it happen. So I'm like, okay, let's do this. So I made this channel. And, you know, the reason it's so contrary to game theory, that was another thing MatPat had even mentioned himself. He and Steph were like, oh yeah, in the game detective, it could be, you know, this channel where they're always trying to disprove game theory. And Steph had said, oh yeah, in the game detective, oh, you sloozer or something. So, I think, and I quoted them at one point on one of the first cases. There was something I said directly at them, and that was something they had said, the game detective should say this. And MatPat had acted like he was going to make the game detective, but he made the challenge to his audience to make it. And I don't think that MatPat ever intends to truly create like a game detective channel. I think it's always been just kind of a fun idea of, oh, you know, a contrary channel. So that's why he did it, because he challenged his audience, you know, go ahead, make this thing happen. And so, you know, I'm always making new YouTube channels, so this wasn't, YouTube isn't something new to me, but I haven't always been as dedicated to my channels as I've been with the game detective. Often it's been like, you know, this is fun, but, oh, we're almost at 10,000. Okay, scratch my original case for 10,000. Apparently it goes much farther than this. How long does this game go? It says to look out for a Yeti. I have not seen a Yeti at all yet. Is it like I'm supposed to run into something? I really want to know what the objective is. I should have looked up kind of beforehand how long this would take, so I'd have an idea if anybody's even played this far into it. It's like we're already to, I wonder if it goes all the way to 20,000 or 100,000. If this is 100,000, that can take a while. I mean, it's not too difficult once you get into the rhythm of it. I'm just using the arrow keys to kind of glide back and forth. As you can see in my bookmarks, oh, that's actually the name of one of the books, Project Ordine. That must have been one of my research tabs for it. And I use Duolingo. I'm learning about 15 languages or so. I'm having a lot of fun with Chinese, for example. It's very difficult there's something called tones. And these tones are essentially different intonations of saying things. So for example, the Chinese word for hello is ni, no, I'm doing the Stitch voice. The Chinese word for hello is ni hao. And so for ni, you have to, like your voice has to go up, ni. And then for hao, it's hao. So it's going like up and over. 早上好, 早吃. So it's kind of fun. I like learning languages. So I know English and I mean, of course, English is my first language, and then I learned French because of my family. But ironically enough, I did not learn the same kind of French, but I should still be able to communicate with them. I haven't tried yet. I'd worked all these years to kind of learn it before I'd actually try it. Because a lot of my family, none of my immediate family speaks French, so I decided I'd learn it so I could kind of get to know that side. So this live stream, it seems like I'm just talking about a lot about my backstory, it seems like. The history of the game detective while playing this Yeti game. It's like, where is the Yeti? And did Google really expect anybody to actually complete? I almost feel like it's going to be like this troll move at the very end. Like, congratulations, the prize you won is that you finished the game. Good job. So, why, Google, why? Well, at least we're having fun on a live stream. Especially though if, you know, like losing at this point would be terrible. It's like, no, I already got this far. Okay, I really gotta make sure. Whew, that was close. As long as I don't run into anything. I mean, that's kind of the idea. That is some interesting snow. Some of them is like circular snow and dots and X's. I wonder if there's any significance behind that. What are some other voices I could do? Okay, so I can do the Stutz for us. I can also do a Golem voice. So Golem from Lord of the Rings. He wants it. He wants the precious. This has become like a very random live stream. We're quickly losing viewers. We've gone from 4 or 5 viewers to 2 viewers. Thank you for the 2 of you who have stuck around. If you enjoyed this, let me know. If there's certain things you liked about it or certain things you didn't like, feel free to let me know, because this is more of just an experiment. I don't plan these live streams out so far. I'm just kind of having fun with it. I'm doing whatever, just to kind of figure out what we could do. I thought I hit that. Oh no! 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 Okay, that's the best I've done so far. Alright. Why? Why? And the Yeti's there mocking me. He's like, if you had won this, you would have had this prize. Oh, I see how it is, Yeti. I see how it is. Alright. We'll put a break on this live stream for now. Let me know what you thought of this in the comments down below. I'll probably put this live stream on unlisted. I'll leave it public for a little while, and then we'll put it on unlisted. Let me know what you think, because this is just another experiment. Just see, you know, what we can do. what would be fun to do. So let me know what you liked, what you didn't like, what you think we should do. If you got any ideas, let me know in those comments down below. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe and hit that like button. Oh yeah. The stereotypical YouTuber outro. Oh boy, oh boy. Which I am really grateful how we've gotten all these. You know, this is the biggest. I've been on YouTube for many, many years, but this is the most subscribers I've ever had. I've had channels where, you know, it's had thousands of viewers every week, but was it every week or every month? Every month. It would have thousands of viewers every month. But I'm just really grateful for this channel and this community, and people have been so encouraging and had lots of great ideas and been contributing so much in those comments that when I actually say, you know, comment down below, I feel confident that I'll actually see people commenting and sharing their thoughts. And that's what I've always wanted to see on YouTube. Like, for example, like I said, this channel isn't monetized. I'm not making anything from this, but it's a great thing just to have this sense of community, even without that. Like, you know, I don't need all that. Just to have the community that we have right now, I'm very grateful for that. That we've been building this, you know, fantastic community of people who are all passionate about, you know, theorizing and making cases and stuff. And we get this kind of a mixed community of, you know, longtime fans of MatPat, and then maybe people. I don't know if we have people that haven't seen game theory before, but you know, it's really fun. I really enjoy doing this, and it's something I want to keep doing for years to come. So I'm always open to, even if this explodes into a multi-million subscriber channel, I always want to be there for my subscribers, where it's not like, you know, a YouTuber talking to his audience, where it's like, you know, I'm up here and you guys you're my audience and you support me, so I'll thank you, but never really get too involved. So I want to stay really involved, where I'm like responding to almost all the comments, even when it gets, you know, huge. And, you know, I understand with, you know, really big YouTubers, it's hard to respond to everybody's comments, but I mean, to do it even more, just to keep up that sense of community where I'm always being like engaged and stuff, and no matter where we're at, and always grateful for where we've come. So thank you to all of you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this second test live stream. And again, let me know what you think, what we should do in the future, if you like some of the ideas we discussed today, if you think I should keep playing this game. Whatever you think, let me know in those comments down below. Thank you, my dear Watsons, for watching.